Hello and welcome to another Brett Plays Flight and Review. Today I am out with the Shark 600. This is a Propair Flight aircraft. They have graciously given me a copy of the aircraft to review. So what we're going to do is going to take a quick look at this aircraft both inside and outside. Then we'll take it for a flight around on a small circuit around this airport here, and land and give you my final thoughts. So having a look at some of the detail in here, it's actually come up quite well. I'm in Flight Sim 2020. We will I'll also test it right at the very end of the video in 24 by just popping it into my folder and see what works and how it comes up. I think honestly I actually think they've done a pretty good job. Actually looks like mud splatter up in the wheel well there, probably from running over whatever you run over. There's also seems to be some floating studs. Not so sure that's necessarily meant to be there, or something's poked into my tyre. Having a look at the rest of the aircraft now, there is only one livery. Oh, we've got a red dot there, or a is that a marker on my aircraft? Okay. There's only one delivery. This is it. There, as far as I've seen, this only come out in April of 2025. Oh yeah, same red or reflector or whatever it is. Now this only came out in April 2025 for Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, and there's been no liveries as far as I can find on things like flightsim.to. But hopefully there will be either a paint kit or somebody's already made one. But I will go through the manual as well and go and pop ourselves inside. I must admit that does look pretty good from out here. But let's go and take a look inside. Right, inside the cockpit, I'll actually pop up the canopy. Okay, with the mirror and everything that goes up there. Very good. Twin-seater. Now, quick look at the user manual here before we go too much further. It is a 36-page user manual. Comes in the file that you download, especially if you bought it off their website, which I think, there we go, propairflight.com. Table contents, lots of stuff you got with this general information. So I will read some of this. The Aero Shark is a modern lightweight sport aircraft designed for enthusiasts and private pilots. First flown in 2016, powered by a 4-cylinder 100 horsepower Rotax 912 ULS engine. It offers an impressive top speed of 300 kilometers an hour. The aircraft features a wingspan of 7.9 meters and a length of 6.85 meters, making it highly maneuverable and perfect for recreational flying. Its operational range extends up to 1,000 miles or 1,600 kilometers. That's a long way. And it has a service ceiling of 13,000 feet, which is 3,962 meters. That's actually quite impressive for a small, lightweight sport aircraft. The Aero Shark is known for its sleek composite construction, providing both durability and lightweight design. It carries up to 440 pounds or 200 kilos of payload, making it suitable for both solo flights and two-person trips. The aircraft is equipped with modern avionics, including glass cockpit, and has excellent fuel efficiency for long-distance flights. Well, yeah, 1,600 kilometers. With over 200 units produced, the Aero Shark is highly regarded in the world of light aviation and for its innovative design, ease of handling, and versatility. Well, we are going to take it for a bit of a throw around, and then I'll shove it onto some AutoPilot to see if it actually follows it. I will explain some things that I've noticed with this regarding the AutoPilot. Having a look at all the other information, I'm going to briefly cover some of this stuff. Emergency procedures are covered, including landing, normal procedures before takeoff, climb. We will go through the checklist as well. I'm going to do quite an extensive reviews. You've probably seen that by the length of the video. Cockpit arrangement, you've got all your information here. On the left side and on the right side, there's the ventilation as well. I'll show that all off. And the rear seat also has information as well, which we'll go and pop in to the rear seat and take a look. All right, basic performance, takeoff performance, cruise performance, landing performance, electrical systems, And the Dynon HDX is a custom developed MFD instrument. On the left side, it features a PFD display key flight information such as airspeed, altitude, heading, pitch indicators, and an HSI. On the right side, the moving map displays a terrain visualization and terrain hazard alerts. The map also shows the most relevant nav stations and airports. Alright, it's not fully replicated all functions of the real-life unit. I will show some of that as well. At this stage, only a limited set of features are available in the simulator. At this stage, which makes me think quite hopeful that they will increase that. So what I'll do is I will go and try and press most of the buttons, and we'll show it off as well on our short joy flight here. Alright, autopilot functions. The Dynon is equipped with a simple FMA flight mode annunciator and a basic autopilot system. After enabling the autopilot system, the autopilot is activated by pressing the AP button. This aircraft supports 2 autopilot modes: altitude hold mode, and by pressing the alt knob, and heading mode. But that being said, I have been able to make this follow nav, and I will show and explain how that works later. You can actually also use some free software to do that. So we'll go and take a look at that soon. Top bar information. In addition to the autopilot status, the top information bar also displays the transponder, comms and frequencies. Cool. And the bottom displays all of the user specific data. Flaps control, we'll actually explain all these, but it is actually in the system here, which is good. Fuel, we're not going to have too much problem today. We will run the fuel pump because it is part of running this aircraft. Autopilot, dual access control, ailerons and elevator. Control system integrated into all modern EFS systems. Position of the 2 servos is behind the luggage compartment, fuselage, right side stub wing in front of spar channel. Cool. And then you got your reference guides, fuels as well, and your speeds, which we have them over most of the aircraft. And then they've got a lot of information on checklists and startup. So 36 page. Also, it does have a digital rights management, which basically means they're monitoring inside the Flight Sim 2020 usage data, but none of your personal stuff is included there. I'm sure that all of the aircraft, because Microsoft monitors who uses what, I'm sure. All right, let's leave the canopy up for a second. So let's go through the checklist. If you are skipping through the chapters, this is the checklist chapter. All right, canopy handle, we want it closed. So press. Now it says it's up down here. Well, it's not down. So what we need to do is we need to come up here and press this. Wait a second. All right, and it takes a moment to close. Done. Engine start. Parking brake is on. This is a little thing here. If I turn it off, there we go. I might just put my prop pitch down there because it was up from last flight. Master battery on. Master battery is in the middle here. EFS on the left end here. Propeller level high RPM. That's what I just moved. So I've got my own controls. There we go. You can use the mouse also for that, but I'm using my own controls. Cooling system on. Over on the far right here. Put the fuse in. Cooling flaps open. Rollerball will do that, which I believe, is that it at the front? This makes it look like the shark. Is it those ones there, or is this? No, it's this one here. It's coming down now. Awesome. All right, so let's go open. Fuel pump on. Fuel pump. So the arrow's over there, but no, fuel pump is lit up here. Magneto's on. I'll press the arrow so that it shows it up. 1 and 2. Throttle forward 2 inches. That's my guess. Starter to on. Engine start. Strobe lights on. Engine starter on. Clear prop. Now missing something here. Forgot to do it because it's not on here. What you need to do is turn your fuel on. So let's do that again. There we go. So that's not actually on the checklist. Fuel to left or right. Alright, tick that. After engine starting, turn your radios on. Radio on. Flaps breaker, we want the flaps to work, so let's go. Tick item, trim on there. Gear system on, yes, we want to be able to bring our landing gear up, so we'll put that on. Flaps position checked. This is over here on the left side. It is all the way up. Let's see if we can put them down. No, okay. So I had the same issue on testing originally. When I'm cold and dark starting, my flaps don't seem to want to work. Take the fuse off and put it back on. That's my gear switch. My flaps. Maybe I need to press it first. Okay, I do. I need to press the button first for it to work. So now my flaps are working. Okay, so when I first tested this, I could not get my flaps to work. I put it on to active runway, flaps work no problem. So it turns out you have to press this button. So if I uncheck that, press that button to get it to go up, otherwise your controls won't allow the flaps to work. So 1, 2 and 3 will go all the way down. Yep, good. And can I just go straight to... Oh, yes, I can. Good, good, good. All right, so you do have... Let's get ourselves into the aircraft main setting. You do have indication of how fast you can or cannot land here. Maximum kilometers an hour with your flaps. 120 for the first level, 110 for the second, and 100 for the third. So when we come and do our approach and final, you'll see how quick this thing comes in. You do need to slow it down. You also don't put your gear down until 130 kilometers an hour, or get them up by 130. So the same deal is when you're taking off. So before takeoff, propeller high RPM, which we are already all the way up. Yep. Cooling flaps are open, we did that. Emergency chute unsecured. Okay, we haven't done that. So let's get the parachute secured. Secure pin. We want it unsecured so that we can use our emergency chute. I think we might have to take off after our landing and pull the chute and test that. Alright, just going to drop my throttle down. Now what else we haven't got here is I haven't put the position light on and our landing light for taxiing. Pitot heat, you'll see that my amps will go down every time I press these things. Actually up, no, down, yeah. Preheat, alright, I'll do that. What else we have over here is, I will untick this. We can actually increase the heat inside the aircraft, and we can open the vent part way or all the way. Okay, cool. We will off with park brake by mouse. I will remove the taxiway, although where does it want me to go? Down that end. Alright. Just checking my parking brake again. Now, I don't seem to have my pilot in here. Where is my pilot gone? I had him in the previous. I've lost my pilot. Alright, let me just pause the video right here and see if I get my pilot back. Alright, I am back with my pilot. When I first flew this, I had this same pilot here, Mr. Max Johnson from the Got Friends Valor group that you can buy in 2020. And I changed it back to default, and I had my default gentleman flying around. But when I loaded back in cold, dark, and started then, we did not have our pilot. So, look, maybe it's just a flight sim issue. Microsoft Flight Sim issue, not the developer issue, because I'd never had a problem before. And what have I got here? You can see down the bottom right hand corner it says how much time I spent in this. It's only 33 minutes so far. I've had a little bit of fly around. I figured I've learnt it enough to probably show you guys in the video. So we will also play with the smoke button there. Alright, we'll take this way. Visibility is pretty good in this aircraft as well, which we can left side, right side, front. I can even get into the back and have a look out. Co-pilot seat. Now this is the co-pilot. May as well do it while we're taxiing. So having a look around, very similar to the front. Have the controls. Do you notice though that the views that you have standard in the aircraft, and I made those as custom views, is this one here, that one there, and that's it. I can move back and forth, and I can actually go a little bit higher above, so that's good. But what I cannot do, I think I was meant to taxi to back to there, was I? Yeah, I think I was. Where's my wind coming from? That end, so I'm going down here. Alright, so we'll take it for a quick fly. I will activate the autopilot. Now, looks like I've actually unactivated it. We'll make sure that's on. We got our oblo. I had to actually look that up. Oh, now I've forgotten what it's called. Over. Oh man, now I have actually forgotten what it's called. Overblast. Onboard low obstacle. Overload button on the Shark 600. Onboard low obstacle function and feature. Oh, I don't know about that. Trying to assist pilots in navigating around low obstacles during takeoff, typically used in conjunction with aircraft autopilot systems. Oh, I thought it was a different item there. Okay, well, let's pop it on. I came up with a different. That's the AI thing trying to answer me on Google what it is on the Shark 600. Yeah, flying well on obstacles. Okay, so I don't run into those cones on the side there. All right, taking one level of flaps. Flaps are coming down. Can have a look there. Alright, we'll have a little bit of fly around. Then you can see there's a flight plan on my right hand side of the screen. Alright, we'll also watch our speed. So gear up by 130 kilometers an hour. Ooh, it gets going. So flaps up, gear up. Like, it really gets going and goes well. I don't need the landing light on now. If I can press that. Yep, okay. So, let's have a quick look. Throw it around. Now, I am actually on full RPM, so let's get that down and out of the red here. If we have a quick look down on our chart on the side down here, make sure we don't crash first. Max takeoff maximum is 5800, max continuous is 5500, idling at 4. So what are we doing now? 5100. So we've got extra to do. You can see that we're actually hitting a decent speed already, 230, and we're barely pushing it. I can foresee some decent Shark liveries coming up with this. Now, it's pretty good to throw around. That is full turn though, at this speed. So let's try that again. Get some level flight. Pull back. get onto our flight plan. There we go. Just going out to the heads. Yeah, it throws pretty quick. A little bit too far there. That's actually not too bad. Do a climb. You can see the speed dropping way off there, and not enough to go over it like that. So drop that back and then back up again. My speed just past 300. Now the red's coming in there at about 328, I think. What we need to do is push that a little bit further if we want to do it up and over. Maybe not so low. Alright. Trim this out a little using my own controls. Done. Very nice. Now the sounds, obviously changing depending on where you are on the aircraft. It's not the high buzz sound that you would expect, but it is a 4-cylinder 4-stroke. See if we can get this autopilot on. So AP on. It will head. If I put it onto heading, it'll go. Heading comes up the top left corner of the screen. Altitude comes up also just there. So we will now sit at 333 and hold in at 700. But if I take that up to say 1000 by using my own controls, or you could use these ones here. So 1000 heading. Bring that back in. Sorry, I zoomed out. I'll just back this off a little. Now, so autopilot master, heading mode, alt hold, but you can't use track, you can't use vertical speed, so I can't go up and down. AIS, I can't actually change how quickly I go up or down, which is quite disappointing. With these buttons here, I also can't put the flight director in. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just run this out towards my second custom waypoint here. Do a little bit of a turn around, and I'm going to turn on the GTN 750. So this is from PMS50.com. There is a free version and a paid version. So I've just updated mine. Hopefully it does work. Let's actually move that again out towards the east. Let's go that way. So if we go on to, say, the map, and we turn on CDI, it turns on the GPS. So if I turn the GPS on and go nav on my controls, there, we just hit the nav on. See, the heading has disappeared. What I'll see is if we can actually get this to move over onto the custom waypoint. We might back off our speed, 398 kilometers per hour. 398? No, 298. So it will actually follow the nav, but that might be a Microsoft Flight Sim thing, not necessarily built in. But if you have the controls to actually turn on your CDI, my flight director SRC was that source, which I think is for VLOC and GPS, I think. Nav doesn't work, VNAV doesn't work, IAS doesn't work, vertical speed doesn't work, on your track it doesn't work as well. So this is going to try and get me around onto this flight plan here and take me in for an approach, which we will do. So you can, if you want to, fly this with autopilot. But to be honest, it is a fun aircraft, and flying it and throwing it around is probably going to be what you want to do. Right, there we go. It's picking up the nav line, and it should take a left once we get back onto it. There you go, automatically doing it for me. So yes, it can follow autopilot. No, it's not currently built in from what I found, because I think they're still developing it, to be honest. Look, heading hold and altitude hold is what you get the most in any of the aircraft that are available, unless they've got a full nav system in it, I've noticed. Alright, final airport is over there to our left now. I've got a couple other views. So this is the co-pilot. Look out our back. Also got a very high front view, but these are ones I've made personally. And default view. Alright, so it's going to turn in. So what I can do now is actually turn this off. So if you're on PC, you can go to pms50.com and get the GTN 750 for free version. That you can at least press those buttons, and if you want all the other options, you'll have to pay the premium version. Alright, so if we come and have a quick look in at our display, we go menu. Also notice that we only have not the autopilot, but we have this one highlighted and this one highlighted. So if we go there, or we can go there, but any of these others, timer, no. Weather, checklist, no. Map layers, yes. These are the only things you can actually press on this. So map settings, all these are yet to be activated. They do have that though in their book. Alright. I'm going to take the autopilot off. Look up a little higher. Now we need to bleed some speed off. Alright, airport there. Let's pop on a landing light. Now, landing gear max is 130. I'm coming in the wrong end, but there's almost zero wind here. So I'm just going to slip it in here a little. Drop that speed so I can get my landing gear down. Get it below 130. That'll do. Let's take some landing gear down. Very nice. I'll actually take some flaps that's a little early, but we're good. 110 for flaps 2. $100 for flaps 3. So we are down on flaps 3. 0 throttle. Stall speed. Yeah, 85 feet per minute. I'll do that. My first attempt at this, I actually came in at 30 feet per minute. I was very impressed. Look, it's a great little aircraft. So the autopilot thing, if you are a big, like, you know, autopilot, you want to be able to fly distance, especially that 1600 kilometers that we can do on this particular aircraft range. That's pretty cool. Holding your hand on the stick the whole time, although it does trim out pretty good, but it will drift. So use the GTN 750. Okay, this is the first entrance. This is not my usual spot. What I'll do is I will have a quick look at the checklist on our way in here, and okay, yep, thank you. Off the taxiway, mate. Let's have a look at the checklist for shutting down. So, yep, so it's the opposite of everything we did there with turning off all the different systems and the master switch off. Well, that's pretty easy. None of mine ticked because I had to reset with the other pilot, so I had to restart, and I just went through without pressing it. Now let's check while we're running here. Can we open our canopy? Yes, we can. Alright, so we can actually arrive with the canopy open, which, yeah, okay. I'll try it in Flight Sim 2024 from this same location. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back to 2024 version. So same aircraft, same location outside this hangar here. And we will jump in. I'm going to do it a little bit shorter this time though. So aircraft looks great. We should be able to open nicely. Thank you. Close. We'll take the pin out. Oh, we didn't use the parachute. I'm going to do an auto start though. And ooh, we actually just got ourselves on our tail by mistake there, by instantly running it. I might have had my throttle up a little too high. Let's see if we can get the nose down. Oh, we're going to drag our tail. How to ruin a plane. Alright. Stopping again. Thank you. Wow, did we just run that with our park brake on? We actually overrode our park brake? Nice. Okay. Look, so far, everything seems to work exactly the same as it is in 2020 Sims. So, look, if you're running both Sims like me, and you want to have a bit of fun in either, you buy it from their website, get the file, potentially copy it over into your 2024 folder, or do what I'm doing and put it in the one folder and then using add-on linker 2024 version just to copy it straight from the other folder. And there you go. Alright, what we got here? SR20 taken off. Very good. Away they go. Qantas up there as well. Alright, so I just want to do a quick run around in here. You can see the sim does look pretty good. Aircraft looks great, and I do have my 2020 pilot. So you can actually see that this is the one I was running previously when I was testing the aircraft. Alright, I'm going to do something I probably shouldn't do, but we'll take flaps 1. There's nobody there, no. I'll also turn the name tags off, and away we go. Wow, these things get going. Gear up, flaps up. Yeah. More of a crosswind. No flight plan organised. Alright. Bit of a climb. We're doing the 5700 RPM there, so we'll back that off just a bit. Yeah, look, I think it works very well. So if you're running both Sims, yeah, I think this is pretty good. Well, it's a little slower on the turn. We may not have been going as fast. Going into the wind here. Let's have a look where we're going. Back that way. Alright, I'm going to pull the chute once we get over the airport. No, not that way. That way there. Alright, let's drop that all the way back. Speed will be dropping off. We may actually drop off a little bit too much there. Shell Harbour is the airport in case you're looking for it. YSHL. This is default graphics in the sim. It's done very well and has an airport museum here, which is why you see the extra aircraft. You may even find me here doing it a few flights. Alright, Slow down below 130. Gear down. And try and drop it on the grass. See if we can pull the chute. Chute is pulled. What's happened? I don't see anything. Emergency parachute. Either doesn't turn up in 2020 or wow, we're going 150 there. And land in the field. We're going to crash in the field. We're going to crash in the field. We're down. All right, no chute. Well, that's a shame. Now that might be a 2024 thing, or you know, I pulled on the chute there, nothing happened. Put the pin in, it means I can't pull the chute. Pull it out. There. Ah, what a shame. But anyway, 2024 works really well. Go grab it from the store. I'll put links in the description. Thank you very much to the guys at Propair Flight for giving me an evaluation version of this. This is a proper full release version. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the rest. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye.